Hello everyone, I am Piyush and this is our submission for open source hackfest. This weekend we wanted to focus on open source maintainers and how can we make their lives easier. So we came up with OpenSalt, the basic condiment for your open source repositories. So this weekend we wanted to create a project for the maintainers, open source maintainers to manage their repositories. We created a tool which helped them track the license, their code of conduct files and their contributing files. And if they don't have one, they can easily add it because these are the main files which newcomers and everyone look for, which helps them to know how they can contribute to the project and go forward with it. So for the demo, I'll just go here and I'll click login with GitHub. It's a simple auth application. I just have to go here and I have to authorize the application. So I just go here and I authorize it. So we authorize it and it's done. Now it will redirect me to the home page. First of all, these are my statistics of my GitHub profile. I can see my name, my total contributions, my repositories, and everything. Now the real thing. So I can go here. I can check the licenses. All the licenses are listed here. If I want to check one of the license, for example, I want to check the so I want to check Mozilla public license too. So it will help. It will load all the data. It will load all the license data for me. And on the right hand side, I can see the repositories which do not have a license. So if I go here, I select Minami and I just click there. It will ask me if I want to add that license to that project. So I just click OK and it will add it to it. So for example, now you can see I go here, and I type in Manami, we can see that now Bot add license added from website. So it actually adds the license which is present here, as you can see here. So similarly, we can see code of conduct. So it will load all my repository which do not have a code of conduct file. For example, I don't have it in example Minami again. So I just click add here, and it will add the code of conduct file to the Minami repository. So you can see here add code of conduct. It's added from the website. And the same with README. I can generate my whole project's README from here. I can the same thing. If there are no contribution guidelines, it will tell me that these repositories do not have a contribution guideline. So I can just click here and it will add it there. So badges. So these are some common badges which people like to use on their repositories. This is basically a simple project. And now coming over to the repository part. So now if we go on here to the repository, we can see how we have enabled this repository to be beginner friendly. So first of all, we can see the readme of the project. So we can see there are different badges over here, and if there are installation steps, so anyone can easily clone this repo into their local machine and they can run it. So there are the different commands. There is contributing. People can easily contribute to the repository, and there is all this information. Then there are this attribution. This is the contribution documentation. So we can see that there is code of conduct. If I have a question, example, if I actually want to set up a local development environment, so I can see that I need a Node.js, I need npm, I need PostgreSQL, and everything. And then we have the code of conduct, which actually tells us what rules we follow and what are the violations and stuff over here. And lastly, there is developer environment setup. So this is the main document for the beginners, so they can easily recreate our development environment in which we made it on their own local machine. So you can see that it shows that it needs Node.js, it needs npm, it needs PostgreSQL, everything, and how can I install it, what should be in the environment file, and how should we start it. So many a times people would like to contribute back, or if not, they may have some bug or some issues. So we have an issue template in which when they create an issue, they would get pop up. They would get asked that what if you have a bug or if you have a question. So if they have a bug, it will already come pre-filled, and they just have to fill some small text boxes with the description of their bug and everything else. They have to read it and they can do it accordingly. Same way, we have code owners in here, which there is a code owners file which tell us who owns that particular code. It's helpful. It's particularly helpful if we want to give them credit in some file for. So we hope the project we made could make at least some impact on the open source community. Thank you. Example, because